Welcome, wrecked plebs.
Afternoon, people. Back for another video. As usual, we start with the charts. Let's see. Not really much going on. I'm not nervous. I've got some options positions set up, and one of them is for the long term. I think the rest are pretty much done. I showed in a video yesterday I used Thales just to take up some positions, see which way the general market was. Just to see, maybe take advantage of which way the markets would go. But honestly, it just looks like consolidation. I'm not really feeling either way about it going up or down. I would love for it to go down right now, to be honest, because I've got one option that expires on the 5th of August, and it would be nice to take a bit of profit on that. So just looking at it now, it looks like there's zero volatility, or volatility is basically going to zero. So what that means specifically is that potentially the market will just go sideways, sideways until it makes up its mind. Should it test the 200 moving average? That's on a shorter time frame, the 4 hour. Looking on the daily, daily looks. I mean, we're in a bear market, aren't we? It's clear as day bear market. I mean, more than likely, I feel like it could touch like 1200. And maybe bounce off of there. There's no evidence to suggest that it would stop there. It could just quite simply go down. It's out of the bullish control zone, as I've been trained to look at, and it looks like the moving averages are crossing over, which is bearish. So if you look here, crossing down, and then it was just like a simple sell-off. Consolidation in the bearish control zone. So we'll see. But we're not here for price, are we? We're here to talk about crypto and all the new innovations that are being developed during this current bear market. Right, moving on. Velodrome. Looks like Velodrome is not immune to the whole hacking situation. So at 7:50 UTC, we noticed unusual activity in one of our team-owned wallets. It appears this wallet was compromised, leading to the loss of $350,000 of operational funds. Swift action by the team meant all VVelo positions were recovered, and investigation is underway. All user funds are safe and Velodrome is not impacted. So there's a lot of questions here. I do believe that the devs know what they're doing, and I'm happy that they caught this. But this is part of the whole journey into crypto. Things will get hacked, experiments will be exploited, and you just have to be aware and perhaps not put your whole life savings into any particular protocol. Like I said yesterday, I put like $200 in, so it's a small amount that I'm prepared to risk on something like this. But I feel like the devs are competent, and they dealt with it in a very very good way. They dealt with it pretty much instantly. So when looking at price, like I said yesterday in regards to the Solana hack, price, you would expect price to dump, but pretty much nothing happened, and it's the same case here. So it's pretty much recovered. There was a bit of a sell-off around yesterday around 4 o'clock. Maybe that was the potential insider hacker taking the funds and trying to get rid of them, selling them for USDC or ETH, and putting through Tornado Cash. We all know how it works, right? Only the people, I feel like the people who are watching these videos, they know how crypto works. So hopefully there'll be a nice little bounce back, and things will continue onwards. Okay, so also talking about Velodrome. Yesterday the rewards were issued. I made about 123 Velo from voting, voting on and earning bribes as well. I made about 26 OP in bribes. And pretty much what I did was I sold those off and put them into Velo for vesting for 4 years. This allows me to have more voting power and earn more rewards. So you can see I voted last night at around 12 o'clock, and I've already earned 9 Velo and half op, which is very cool. I'm still debating on what to do with the 30 op that was given to me as bribes. So I'm sort of sitting back, and there is a project that I'm interested in, which is an NFT project, which is called Optipunks. So Optipunks, they're having their minting for whitelisters at the moment. It's developed by a guy who I think was involved in the CryptoPunks as well. As you know, I'm using my CryptoPunk as an avatar right now, and I really enjoy well, I don't enjoy it, but like I like the look of them, and yeah, that's one of my favorite NFT projects. So Optichaz is having their whitelist minting at the moment, and in 48 hours you'll be able to mint an Optipunk yourself. As you can see, 50% of all purchases goes to public goods funding, which means that the funds that you use to purchase an Optipunk, 50% of that will then be applied to improving the protocol of optimism. Or maybe it was put to a treasury, and then from there it will be allocated or voted upon where it will be allocated. So yeah, those are the two things that happens. Thales, yeah, I'll show you my positions. There's not really much going on here. Still, the September 14th expiry. Yeah, I'm hoping that's going to work out in the long run. So I'm just going to be patient with it and not really do anything. Let's see. What else? Yeah, I think the August 5th one. Yeah, I mean that's tomorrow. So unless it pumps extraordinarily high, this one here. So another $400. I say that's what 20-30% increase in price. I might make a bit of change on that. Let's just see. So when we're talking about exotic markets, I wouldn't say that like it's a betting site. I would say that more it's like taking positions on. So say like you've got a favorite team. Like my personal favorite team is Tottenham Hotspur, which is a great football team. I feel like they're on the come up. Anyway, sorry, let me just do this quickly. Switch to optimism. I should be on optimism in it. Let's see. Yeah, I'm on there. Okay, so I don't know why that's doing that, but anyway, yeah. So you can take up positions to say whether or not your team will win or lose, and from there you might get some sort of monetary gain. Regarding Thales staking, escrow Thales is calculated in your stake Thales balance. So the 10-week period, as I said yesterday, which I felt like was a bit long, is not really an issue for your weekly rewards calculation. Yeah, so like I was saying before, let me see if I can go to the Thales token. Yeah, so this thing here, what's going on with my computer? It's slowing down. Okay, I can't seem to scroll Thales. Okay, that's a bit of an issue. Let me see if I can hit refresh on that. See if yeah, here we go. Okay, so this is what I was saying here, where I've earned these rewards last week, 8.78 Thales. There's a 10-week waiting period to claim it, so there's a vesting period, but it says so the 10-week waiting period is not really an issue for your weekly rewards calculation. Okay, so I mean that means that potentially I could be earning more Thales over the set period that I'm actually staking. Yeah, they're still running their OP rewards token program, which is here. So far I'm earning 71 Thales and 39 OP. I might need to add to another position at some point. Okay, the main title of this is going to be why Bitcoin maxi suck, yeah? Okay, so there's this guy, Corey Klipstein, whatever his name is. And when someone loves you, asks about Ethereum, send them this video. So, I mean, we're just going to have a brief overview of this video, and you guys can
the one thing I always hear is with amazement, they go, not even Ethereum? So since we're talking about things that I think have no value long term, what are your thoughts on Ethereum real quickly?
Well, it's funny that because that line is out there, that actually gives the lie to the whole thing. Ethereum actually is centrally controlled. Consensus basically runs it out of New York, and the insiders own a ton of it, and they created it and they sold it through an illegal unregistered security offering back in the day. And so they actually have like incredible talking points. Think about like the Republican machine or the Democratic machine getting their talking points, and then you hear the same talking heads say the same thing. So what they've tried to pull off in the last few years to say that there's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins, trying to claim that Ethereum is not an altcoin, but it obviously is, because it's already a broken experiment. Essentially, the token that they created to use in their world computer was like the meme a few years ago. Ether, I guess is we call it ETH or whatever. The incentives of using that, if the price goes up, it becomes more expensive to actually use the system. So as it grows, it becomes more unusable, which is why they're getting off of proof of work in the first place. Their consensus mechanism was similar to Bitcoin's historically, and now they're moving to proof of stake. The problem with moving to proof of stake is inherently centralizing. You're literally talking about giving the rewards to the people that own the most coins. And you're also talking about anytime you have proof of stake, by definition, you have governance. Bitcoin as a proof of work protocol does not need governance, does not have governance. Every single proof of stake system has governance, must have governance, must have governance, must have people making decisions about how it runs. So it's, again, inherently centralizing over time. So it's not even about like where it is on a spectrum today, whether it's like super decentralized or super, decentralized. It's that the second derivative, the direction in which it's moving, is always going to be centralizing over time. So the only way that Ethereum actually exists in the long term is if it deliberately seeks to be co-opted by the existing system, by banks and by governments. And you can see them playing that out, right? They're super tight with World Economic Forum. They take investment from JP Morgan, from the Saudi government. They're really just trying to like get ingrained in the existing system as deeply as they possibly can. And so Ethereum and all their backers like Andreessen Horowitz and all the rest and all the banks and all the government folks, they have common cause to try to promote altcoins, and in particular Ethereum, because it's the biggest altcoin, contra Bitcoin. So it's basically really is Bitcoin against the world, but luckily Bitcoin has all of the people. There's this funny thing about the voices in the space. It appears that there are a lot of non-Bitcoin crypto voices or altcoin voices because they have.
I'm just going to pause it here, and I'm just going to explain to you guys that this guy's full of crap. Back in my day, I'm talking like I got into crypto in 2016-17. I managed to purchase ETH for around $8. I saw the potential in it, and it was exciting times then. Like obviously the ICO bubble happened, and things popped. But that was the first use case for this protocol, and it was a very impressive use case. What this Corey is about to do is explain exactly how, or the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum, and how Bitcoin is a pyramid scheme and Ethereum is actually something that the world needs and wants at the moment, which is a black hole for all financial assets. So let's just finish up on this.
So many of these projects, and it's so easy for these people to use marketing of unregistered securities and quick time to liquidity when you can dump it on retail via these unregulated exchanges. So it seems like there's this vibrant, huge community, but really it's an inverted pyramid. At the top, you have a ton of people talking about crypto and altcoins, but very little community underneath it. Bitcoin's the opposite. There's very few spokespeople, very few people that can actually talk, for Bitcoin. Nobody would actually accept someone claiming to speak.
So there's very few people talking about Bitcoin. So that's not a good thing. And in regards to Ethereum, there's a massive community. You've got the NFT community, you've got the DeFi community, you've got people who are just generally like devs who are building out the protocols and creating new innovations in decentralized, autonomous organizations, DAOs. There's a whole load of things going on within the Bitcoin or Ethereum community. As for Bitcoin, they are trying to build out things. I think you've got Stack, you've got the Lightning Network, but all of those create more centralized features within Bitcoin. So let's just finish up with what he says. Here we go.
Speak for Bitcoin, and then this massive community around the world that loves Bitcoin, that works on Bitcoin, that evangelizes Bitcoin, and that uses Bitcoin every single day to store value and to send value around the world. So it's just this moment in time, again, where it's just kind of like online gambling was in the aughts, where it's just outside the reach of regulators, and they're able to do these essentially like pump and dump marketing schemes, these Bitcoin affinity scams with these altcoins. And this moment in time will pass, and we'll look back on it and say, well, that was gross, and a lot of people ruined their reputations forever participating in that. But I think it will pass.
People always ask.
Okay, so that's what he had to say about the innovations within crypto. So if you scroll down, I said he just described Bitcoin as a pyramid scheme and Ethereum as a black hole for all financial assets. We need to take this narrative he painted and run with it, which is correct, So he's saying, so he posted this. I came across as as somebody who probably is not that sharp, referring to me, which is fine. He got 4 likes on that. I got 17 likes on or 18. Sorry, it's gone up even more. So who's right here? Who's got the backing of the people? Okay, and I said we don't believe you. You need more people, which is true. Like if you're not gaining the traction from your beliefs, then maybe your beliefs are wrong, and you need to look in the mirror. Scrolling down, people are actually exposing this guy's business. Let's see. He actually shilled a project known as. Oh look at that. So Ethereum is open. Yeah, it started at the bottom and it goes up. That's not a pyramid, it's a reverse pyramid. So yeah, you want the community at the top discussing all the protocols that are built. And here's Bitcoin, a pyramid. So the guy at the top who no one talks to has all the money. So we're talking about the Jack Dorseys and the MicroStrategies, what's his name? Michael Saylor. And people of that ilk who have all the Bitcoin, and they're creating the rails for the Lightning Network, because you need to fund the Lightning Network with Bitcoin in order for transactions to go through. So obviously the majority will be accumulated by the wealthiest. Okay, so let's just clarify that. Yeah, look at that. Look, it's pretty clear what that is, isn't it? A pyramid scheme. So I'm not criticizing Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin as a protocol is fine, and back in my day, ETH maxis were militant. I actually but like followed through and was involved, not specifically as a person, but witnessed the the SegWit S2F wars and all of that, so the soft forks and whatnot. And the maxis back then were raw. Like, they didn't care. They would come after you, like, if you criticized the way they wanted the Bitcoin protocol to go. But these new Bitcoin maxis, they're just rent seekers. They're just people there to build a business off of the back of a brand that is Bitcoin. So I wouldn't trust anything that these type of people say. I mean, you even look at the fees here, cryptofees.com. Look, Ethereum in the 7-day average is 3.2 million. Okay, Bitcoin's doing what, 300,000 in fees? It's pathetic. And then he criticizes the fact that fees are high on Ethereum when the network's busy. Of course, because block space is valuable. That's the whole point of this whole process. That's the whole point, is that when you pay exorbitant fees to do a transaction on a L1, you're paying for the privilege of using that chain. Yeah, no one's paying for the privilege of using Bitcoin. They're storing it as gold, I guess, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with having that as your brand. That's fine. That's totally fine. But yeah, I'm trying to find this conversation that was had where he was exposed for basically, here it is. Yeah, so like here is a video of Corey Klippstein shilling EOS back in 2018. He claimed he gave up shitcoining in 2019 when he started Swan Bitcoin, but actually continued investing in OpenSea, which is pretty much a dominant Ethereum protocol for trading NFTs months after. So he's a liar, and you can't trust this guy to do anything but shill his own brand to make money for himself. Okay, right, so I just want to clarify that. I'm trying not to take this personally when someone says I don't know what I'm talking about. And yeah, you might have the wealth, bro, you might have the connections, but the people are watching you, okay? And we don't forget. Anyway, I'm sorry I've gone on a bit of a rant. It kind of just bothered me a bit. Hopefully you made it to the end of the video, and I appreciate you sticking around if you did. And yeah, have a good day, guys. Appreciate it.